Okay, hello, 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 and welcome to tonight's team call, which we're going to do time management. And I have set myself 20 minutes to do this one. So we'll see if I can make it because I tend to be a long talker. So first up, we're going to share a screen. Here we go. And last time, it's going to work this time. I just know it. Oh, where'd it go? Here we are, all the blinding lights. Here we go. Can I present? Can I can. Last time I was getting an error message. Okay, so unit 2 of our game plan for 2020 is time management. All right. So I grabbed this from a couple of different places, but mostly from my business coach, Fraser Brooks. So it is time to focus. And I love this because, of course, like that's my word for the year. And I was not good at this today. I was so scattered when I was doing tasks, except for during our blitz call. I was totally focused during that. And it was but today I found myself multitasking and it actually being really not very good. So when you want to focus, this is a good reminder for me, when you're doing a task, no matter how long, whether it's 2 minutes or 20 minutes or 2 hours, which I don't recommend doing something for 2 hours, right? You want to, sorry, I gotta shrink you guys so I can see my stuff. You want to spend 100% of your time doing the task without distraction. So I'm going to challenge myself tomorrow to be more on task when I set myself to do something. I got most of it done, but I feel like I could have been more efficient. So Fraser is full of little isms and whatnot. And he said, a short pencil is better than a long memory. So what we're going to be doing is talking about getting organized and but not just using this. Wait till you guys see my Google Calendar, which I just started using 2 days ago. Now, I love this because it totally justifies what we're doing for those of us who are doing the blitz calls in the morning. He says, when you win the morning, you win the day. When you win the day, you win the week. When you win the week, you win the month. When you win the month, you win the year. And when you win the year, you win at life. So that was literally, it was like boom, 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 boom. I was like, yes, that's great. My life has changed dramatically since I started getting up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm not kidding. In a good way, right? Like in a good way. I was never a morning person, never thought I would be. And here we are. But you know what? Shifts and changes. And if you don't have a schedule for your business and you're just like fitting it in where you can, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. And the difference between business and hobby is that hobbies cost you money. And business, ideally, you're making money, right? And time is the most valuable commodity that we have. I got that from our TGA team call today. With Rob Sperry, right? And so a lot of what he said was refresher, but there was some good things. And I actually added a whole other slide based on what he said. All right, this is where you'd think I would learn. Okay. Okay, here we go. So scheduling. If you don't schedule it, it doesn't happen. So I will show you. Oh no, I'm showing my screen. I can't show you. I found the perfect planner for me. I wish it had dates in it. I have to write the dates in it, but that's not a problem because it has. I'll show you guys at the end. But I had other planners that were like absolutely suitable. It's just that I need more now, right? Because I want more, so I need more, right? So if you don't schedule it, it doesn't happen. So even if you're like, okay, you know, spaghetti's cooking we had spaghetti tonight. It's cooking on the stove. I've got 10 minutes or whatever you need, or something's in the oven. Instead of popping on YouTube or hopping on your phone just to scroll, right? Oh, what did he say? There was something that Rob Sperry said, the scroll patrol. He said, don't be a member of the scroll patrol. I was like, oh yeah, very true. You want to be intentional with your time on social media, which is engaging with people, right? Like talk to people. That is actually work in our business. It's not all you can have to do, right, in order to be successful, but it is really step one, because 80% of your time should be spent talking to new people, right? Or talking to people who haven't joined the business or haven't, benefited from our products yet, right? Okay, so in Google Calendar, like I said, I'm going to show you mine. You're going to use 15 or 30-minute time blocks. I typically use 30 just because 15 seems really intense. Fraser uses 15, but he has a different lifestyle than I do for sure, with kids and pets and work and all the things. And then you're going to color code them. This color coding thing is, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. And then I learned this from our convention. It was one of the things that one of the keynote speakers said. They said, first of all, schedule where you can't work your business, right? Like when I don't do it with my kids in the car. Some people do, and that's fine, right? But like my kids want to talk and listen to music and all that kind of stuff. And when we're driving to school, which takes like 25 minutes, I'm not working during that time. So that is a green time. We're going to talk about these. So you want to schedule all the times that you can't work, right? You can't work this business, like driving with your kids, when you're working 100% at your job, when you're eating dinner with other people. You're not going to be doing the business unless that's the purpose of the dinner, right? However, you don't want to stack one block of time on top of each other. I actually had to go back and change this because I was all gangbusters about it. And I was like, yes, I'm going to stack them up. And then he's like, don't do that. I was like, okay. So I now have time for leisure and flex time. We're calling it flex time. Because if you look at your schedule and it's like chock a block from like 5:30 in the morning till 10:30 at night, you're going to burn out, right? It'll create overwhelm. Your mind needs to know that there's a break in there somewhere for you, and it also will help you focus more on the immediate task. And he also says the first month you do this is going to be a mess, but just let it go and persevere, right? And there's things like when you're using, I'll tell you on the next one when we look at it. Okay, so especially if you have kids, but if you have a partner or anybody who may like not understand as much as to why you need to block out this time, use a green, yellow, or red time block system. Again, especially if you have kids. This is working. I've implemented this 2 weeks ago and everybody is on board. They love it. Okay, they're down there. We have yellow. We talk about it. What kind of time is this right now? Oh, it's yellow. Okay, so green means there's no business. I'm all yours, right? If you see me on my phone, call me up, right? If I'm supposed to be with you at the beach or at the water slides or at the park, or we're just like playing a game or something like that, right? Like green time, zero business. This is it. That's it, right? Yellow time means I'm here with you, but if this rings or I got someone, or I need to take 15-minute break and do some customer service or something, right? Then that's okay, right? So we're together during yellow time. We're together, but if I need to work, I'll do the work. And then there is red time. Right now is red time. I do not want to be interrupted. That door is locked. The only person that is allowed to interrupt me is my cat, because if I lock her out, she throws herself against the door, and she's now chilling over there after she got it all out in the Facebook Live that I just did, which I'm super happy with, by the way, even though it was a bit of a gong show. Okay, so it's don't interrupt me. I'm building the business. So if you set your family goals together. So Fraser Brooks grew up in network marketing. Part of his story is that he was in the womb when he went to his first event. And so he grew up with it and then rejected it, and then came back and was extremely successful at it, and then left that business to become a generic coach. And he's my coach, right? So thank you, Fraser, for doing that. But they set their family goals together when he was a kid. And this is why I did this with my kids. I've done 3 different types of goal setting in the last couple of weeks. And it has been like, I just taught about it on Facebook Live. Anyways, so, but then you can explain them. So if they're like, well, I want to go to, they say, okay, well, mommy, why do you need to lead a team call on Monday nights at 7:30? I can be like, because you want to go to Disneyland. Right? Like it's all that, and they get it. And so I'll be like so it's the morning and they're watching TV and I'm like, I don't know, I'm typing something away at something. I'll look at them. I'm like, well, hey guys, what kind of time is this? And they're like, yellow. And I'm like, yes, right. And when you have red time, put an actual red sign on your office door so they know for sure that you're not to be interrupted. I don't have that yet, but it will be coming. I really just need like a red, like post a note or something, right? And then he does address the mom and dad phone guilt. And so I'm very much about leading by example with my kids and technology. So I try not to be on the phone. When it's screen time, I'm just not. But we also now live in a time where it's normalized to be on your phone a lot, right? But I also want to say, like, just be mindful of the example you're setting. So in our house, and we developed this during quarantine because I was busy building a blog and we couldn't really do a lot. And so I'm not gonna lie, the kids got like, I don't know, 5 times the amount of screen time I would normally have them. They were not at school, all the things, right? And so if I was on a screen, they were on a screen. And that also helped me um, kind of like monitor myself and how much, because I was like obsessed with building that blog. I mean, it was a very big growth thing for me. So thank you, Tara, for introducing me to that. Okay, my Google Calendar. I'm going to show you this week, I think. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Okay, so okay. So I get up at 5:30. I always say I meditate first, but that's not true. I actually go pee first. Okay. And I'm meditating by 5:45, usually about 5:40, but I have 15-minute blocks. And I do 15 minutes of someone talking to me. It's usually Abraham Hicks. And then I do 15 minutes of music meditation. And then I get up and then we have our Eat That Frog call. It starts at 6:20. And then I have so look at that, it's red time. See, red time. I am not to be disturbed when I'm meditating, and I am not to be disturbed on the calls. And then I get ready. Pink time. Pink time is kind of, I don't know. I think I put it on here as like self-care time. I don't know. I like getting ready in the morning. And then I have some green time where I'm driving and then I drop off my kids. Then I have 15 minutes where between dropping off my kids and when I have to work, and I don't work very far away, so sometimes I'll go and like mail something at post office, or I'll go pick something up. But usually that's when I do my happy birthdays. I sit in my car and I do my happy birthday messages during that time. My blue time, I can't believe it's called blueberry because there's all these different colors on here. Blue time is I'm at work time, right? So I'm counseling, I'm answering emails, I'm doing my job that I'm paid 4 days a week to go to, right? And then I don't know why, I think I'm going to change the admin meeting. It's part of my job, but I have it every week and I want to send it out. So today, inner circle training. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do that. I booked hotels for a holiday that we're taking. We're doing a road trip to Drumheller, and I decided to book hotels instead of doing my inner circle training. Okay, so, and then I go to work, and then I was on the TGA call today. I actually booked it into my day because I do have some flexible time. And so I booked the TGA call, which was Rob Sperry, who was a bajillionaire and super successful in network marketing, not in our company. He's actually Daisy's mentor. And then I'm driving home during this time. And then I have some flex time, right? So the yellow time is a flex time. And I actually stayed at work. So I stayed at work and I had I had lots of customer service. I had to prep. I needed to prep for the notes for my Facebook Live. I needed to send someone their friends and family link. Anyways, just list. And that was my flex time. And I feel good about it. So I usually have about an hour after work where I can create that time. And then I also had to pick up Archer in there, which will be green time. And then dinner between 6 and 7. I did my Facebook Live. And here we are, Team Vitality call. And then it's Ben's turn to put the kids to bed. So it is going to be my wind down. And then I'm reading now again. Tara has graciously loaned me High Performance Habits. And I'm going to do a review of that 2 weeks in my Facebook Live. Because I'm going to do this time management on my Facebook Live next week. And yeah, okay, so you can see how I've got my run booked in for Tuesday, and then I've got it for Thursday. I have an appointment with a marathon coach from the Netherlands who I met through Facebook, and hoping that she'll join the business. We will see. We're developing a relationship right now, but I really like her vibe, and she actually friended me up, which was cool. And then I have a leadership call with Julie on Wednesday. Anyways, you guys get it, right? Okay, so so yeah, the orange is my activity. I'm going to go test drive a Tesla Model X on Friday at 2:00. It was one of my goals in here. It's so cool. I've already Yeah. Anyways, I have already achieved like 3 or 4 of the things that I've listed in here. I listened to this podcast called Soul Digging. I got it from episode 90. Okay. So I got it from episode 90 from Fraser Brooks. It was with this woman named Kim Miller, who is a former model, and now she's really successful with Arbonne. And I just know that because of like, I Googled her. And I was like, I'm going to fan her. So I did. And she wrote me back, and now we're like she's in Bali, and now we're talking, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we have very similar spiritual beliefs, and that's how I approached her, because she's actually given me some the guts, I guess, to be more open about like my spiritual awakening that I've had this year without the fear of judgment and blah blah blah. Okay, got it. Okay, so here we go. You guys get the idea. I'm totally going to go longer than 20 minutes. Okay. And now one of the great things about this, though, is that you put these on as weekly events, right? So you can book them. Let's see if I go to next week, right? You'll see a lot of it is all the same. So you don't have to input it every week, right? You can just do repeat, 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 and set it up differently and all that kind of stuff. So cool. Okay, leaving that. We're in this. Okay. And then Sunday evenings, this is now something that I'm doing. It is time to reflect, reset, and let go of regrets. So you can take up to an hour and do this. I literally did it in like 10 minutes. So it's like, but you block the time. So my time is 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock. But if I do it faster, no problem. I also have an accountability partner now, and I would encourage you to get one. Perhaps not somebody from our team. Mine is Crossline. Her name is Wendy Colley. I actually met her in Marty and I met her, and Jessica, we met her in Kansas City, and she's really lovely. And she was looking for one, and I saw her in the Fraser Works, and I was like, sure, let's do it. So, I haven't checked in with her today. Anyways, we basically tell each other what we're going to do, and then we report back, like if we did it or not, right? So you want to reflect on your past week. What was your win of the week? I answer these questions. Well, I don't ask you these specific ones, but with Fraser Brooks every week as my accountability to the inner circle. So what was your win of the week? Were there any lessons or blessings? And remember, a blessing is a blessing and a lesson together. And what can you do better? For example, tomorrow I'm going to not multitask as much as I did today. That was really, I don't know, I think it was weird because I was like back at work and I'm like, oh, this, oh, that. I was all over the place. So now I can reset after that situation. So he uses the example of a great golfer. A great golfer, if they have a bad hole, they don't carry that to the next hole. Okay, they shake it off, they let it go, they reset, and they start fresh. So basically, this gives you an opportunity to start fresh at the beginning of the week and just to clear your head. Okay, and then you let go of any regrets from the past week, right? We all make mistakes. Oh yeah, boy, oh boy. But if it doesn't matter 5 years from now, don't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it or on it, right? Let it go. And then you plan the following week, right? So I have all of my stuff laid out now, right? I have a whole program, and I'm using the I Dare You tracker. And so I kept a point system today. It was exciting. By the way, I asked the question 7 times today, and I have 3 people watching the video. So asking the question is key, right? And people, I'm like, and I just spun the wheel, right? With people that I'd said to happy birthday to a little while ago, right? So it's really, really, the system works as long as you plug into it. And remember, big goals require big structure. Okay, and this is the last bit. Oh, I almost made it. I could really get it in fast if I wanted to, but we'll see. Okay, so time manage it. So I got this from Rob Sperry today. You want to create, in terms of your time management, what are your non-negotiables? So he says he does personal development every day. Sometimes that's 30 seconds. Sometimes it's 30 minutes. Sometimes it's whatever, right? So, but you want to think about what's your minimum that you'll do every day? And I actually haven't decided this yet, what mine is. I definitely, meditation. I do that every single morning. I do it every morning. And if I don't, I feel weird. Like it just doesn't fit. So that would be one of my things. That would be a non-negotiable. I need a minimum of 15 minutes at least, right? So is it personal development? Is it 10 minutes of loving others on social media, right? Like that is something that you're like, I'm going to do that every day. It will be good for your business. Not only does Facebook love the algorithm, it shows that you care about other people, which is super, super important in life and in this business, right? It's a relationship building business. So the time that you spend building relationships is business work. It's not all of it, but it's a big part of it. And then you're going to decide what's your standard. What is my standard? So my standard is Monday through Thursday, 40-minute splits calls every day, right? All 4 days. I'm leading them. And so I feel accountable to the people who show up to do it, right? And so it gets me up. I don't have no problem getting out of bed now. Is it 3 invites a day? Is it 30 minutes of reading? Now remember, 80% of your time should be spent talking to new people, right? 80% of your business time, if you really want to like, and then when can you fit in some sprinting? And Rob said that the times where people that have really grow quickly and reach those top ranks in any company do sprints where they do 20 days or 30 days or 5 days, it doesn't matter, right? Where they do a lot of things. And with our blitz sessions, we are actually doing this, right? But I'm doing 20 a month, right? So I would say, but it's amazing. It's really, it all trickles down. And remember, we often don't see the results for 90 days. But I enrolled somebody on January 1st from inviting her to, we've been friends for a really long time. We actually met when our kids were babies, to probably talking to her maybe 2 years ago about it really briefly, being rejected, being like, whatever, no problem, because it's mindset, move on. And I invited her to the healthy thing, like to our 90-day challenge. And she just messages me. She's like, I'm just ready to start that. She goes, I'm going to do the challenge. She goes, I'm just ready. And so we talked and I was like, okay, well, 3 months. She's like, no, 6 months. I'm like, okay, great. And then she enrolled. I'm like, first day of the year. Amazing. So the work that we do in the past shows up, but you have to be patient. You have to keep talking to people and you have to not quit. Okay. And then a sprint is basically where you double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, like your typical, like what you would do in your standard day. Does that make sense? Not what you do your minimum day. Yeah. And then I got this from him too. Become the architect of your life, not the firefighter who's always putting out flames. And when you have good time management, you are constructing it. Okay, 22 minutes, not bad. I am going to stop the recording. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I did. Okay, stop share.